So it was often asked of me what I thought about certain races in the cosmos, in the multiverse, and part of what we do here at When the Ancients Speak, and I feel actually privileged to be able to speak to all of you and how gifted many of you truly are. And I am one of your greatest champions in a sense that I do believe in humanity. I believe that you were all brought together into the Son, and I believe that Father, with his infinite wisdom, will bless all of you as you turn to him in truth. And I find it just remarkable that for a planet with over 4,000 different religions can finally figure out that the only religion that matters is service to self or service to others. For those that choose service to self, maybe the rewards will come quicker. Maybe they will be something that will be of benefit to you, you think. And in some ways, you must always be in service to yourself, in some ways. But ultimately, it's the service that you grant to other people, other beings, that you're always perpetually in a good mood, that people can feel love radiating from you. They remark how there's something different about you, how you're not like the other people, you're unique. Many of you are like that, and you are literally this close to achieving the ability to move into the next dimension. And the time is growing short. Oh, it's growing short, people. And I really wish that many of you that are still doubting, that still believe that you're hanging on to some semblance of sanity as you think, that you understand that really what you're doing is you're forfeiting your future. You must open up to Father. There just is no other way. Oh, hello, Zoe. How are you? It's nice to see you, baby. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. I know. How? That's lovely. Well, thank you for telling me.
What she said to you?
Well, her and I talk sometimes. And when we get to this part here, one of my favorite races in the multiverse. Well, I love all beings of all kinds that are goodly beings, but I think the Lyrans are my favorite. And I guess that's because I'm part cat myself, and the thought of being able to spend time with those that are similar in my ilk, and it just makes you feel good. But the Lyrans are just such a generous people. They're beautiful. I suppose they're not really people, as you would say, but we're using the king's vernacular here, right? Are we not, Hedda?
Yes.
Aridil, I guess. Hedda is sort of a private name, but, she's my friend, and I want you to know that there's so much out there for you. The universe just opens up like a great clam the minute you begin to invest yourself in Father. There is no greater being in all the multiverse. Father is the creator. And when you yield to Father, entire multiverses begin to open up to you. And I think Leo has seen a squirrel. I heard something chirp, a chipmunk perhaps.
Chipmunk, yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yes, he's over in the garage right now in his high-priced igloo, and nice and comfy in the garage too. So they have their own little place there, man. I thought you guys were going to have it. You turned over this place to the dogs over there, so they are very content there, by the way. Yes, there's also dog beings that exist, cat people. Yes, it's all out there, people. What do you think, Aridil, about this? Do you have a preference, a favorite race per se of alien? I know there's so many other Pleiadians.
Yes, for me it's the fairies.
Yes, that also is a race, and thanks to Father, may begin to repopulate the universe again. He absolutely loves fairies. He has them all through his conservatory. Yes, and it's quite a wonderful thing to see if you ever have the opportunity. But, the beams of fresh light. Do you know what I see about the sun this evening? Is it feels and looks like the sun of old. Do you remember? From long ago.
Well, it's still not the real one I'm looking at.
No, but
it hasn't gone down far enough.
Sort of a homogenized. But you can feel as it gets lower in the sky that the beams are more refreshing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's, as it descends, you're still going to get that little glimpse
It's not burning.
of eternity, you know, and that's the problem. People lose their glimpse of eternity. They turn away from eternity, and that's how wickedness begins. And I'm not trying to sound like an old Sunday school preacher here, but the point is that if you look towards the light, your pathway will get lighter and lighter and lighter, whereas those who look to darkness, their path gets darker and darker and darker. Hey, thanks for that. I like it when he comes, you know. It's nice to listen to sometimes on the porch out here.
He's a very wise being.
They sometimes call me Mendel. It had nothing to do with that idiot who used to do beans and stuff, you know. Although he was a pretty neat guy. He figured out, you know, inherited stuff and things like that. That Mendel. So. But I just wanted to come and tell everybody, yeah, there's other races out there. There's entire races of those of us that are no longer alive either, in the sense that we don't have three-dimensional bodies. But I'm going to tell you, you may think that it's going to be the worst day of your life when you die. I promise you what, it's going to be the best day of your life. Yeah. You are going to just see some amazing, amazing stuff. Do you really believe that you would have this amazing body that looks like it could last forever, has an almost unlimited storage potential in your mind as a human computer? Do you really believe that Father only wanted you to live for maybe 100 years in this body, when there are beings all throughout the universe that are eternal? And I mean eternal in ways you can't even imagine. Imagine, just see it in your mind's eye, the great worms swimming through the cosmos. Stars and planets following them as they go, eating their way through to the center. Imagine great beings the size of entire countries swimming their way through like great manta rays and just slowly flowing, and one flap of their magnificent wings could be a lifetime for people that live on the surface, you know. You know, Mother Gaia, this planet, is mobile. Did you know that? Of course we're following the sun. But did you know that this planet can maneuver like a big spaceship when it's awake? And it has an opening at the top and an opening at the bottom. That's where it was actually used to infuse an open world deep inside, because there's not molten lava at the real center of the world. No, there's another small sun in there. And then the energy would come in a toroidal fashion from the top opening through, like, you know, I imagine. Where are the two places you can't go on the planet?
North and south.
Yeah, North and South Poles, pretty much it, right? Oh yeah, they have expeditions that can go out there that are carefully sanctioned. And while they're out there, they can't report anything, you know, like, hey man, look, there's an opening the size of a state at the top of Antarctica. You know, underneath all the things, you know, the Earth is partially embedded with a gigantic spaceship. And actually, the planet was formed around it, and also the central axis where they spun it and balanced out the weight. So, that's why the surface doesn't do that crustal displacement thing that everyone's so worried about. But it can. And I tell you what you think is going to be a pole shift will be Mother Gaia waking up and clearing her throat when she fires her retro rockets, baby, to slow down a bit. See, they want to move you a little bit further away from the sun. They're hoping they can back the planet off a bit and it'll cause a great ice age. And they want to do all these crazy things to you. All of them. They have a lot of nasty plans for you guys. It's just interesting to see which one they're going to do. They're like, well, which one do they have to survive this time? What haven't we done to them yet? Let's see, the last civilization, we, fried them off the surface. This one we had meteors strike, and that one we had a huge flood. Remember Noah's flood? You see, they've been doing this just as you get to the brink of your civilization, about ready to reach out to the stars. That's when that's the limit of their power, and they have to cut you off there. And this is why the same technology can be found, for example, on the walls in Egypt. Helicopters, planes, people flying. Look, they had it all. Are you kidding me? You think just because it was 5 or 10,000 years ago that people didn't have cars and spaceships? Of course they did. The universe is ancient. Civilizations have risen and fallen 100 times just in this quadrant of the galaxy. Don't be fools. And they dug up a little circuit board that was over 2 million years old. What do you think? How do you think they can introduce technology? It's the same technology over and over again. They let you build your society over and over again. Okay, now it's time to teach them how to make tanks. Now it's time to teach them how to fly. It's going on and on. We tried telling you. Oh, we don't believe that. Well, why? You think that there's only been 5,000 years of people being able to speak and write on this planet? Sorry. I just try to tell you the truth. As Victoria says, I don't care what you say to me. Come out on the porch. Join the conversation. But you better speak the truth, 'cause I'll know if you're lying. Yeah, and she does. And we're always testing her, and it never, ever fails. She's a real pain in the ass sometimes, but she can see. Lately, we've been very interested in some of you, the pictures you've been sending in. Oh, we're helping her out. We're into this. We love the soul image stuff. It's so much fun, and not just because you gotta pay us a few bucks. Come on. Really? You're gonna let, a couple of dollars interfere with being able to know the things you can learn and see? Yeah? Because we'll give you some information that you didn't know about.
I'll tell you what, the last one I did tonight was pretty...
Intense?
It was intense, very intense.
You guys got no idea what Victoria goes through for these soul images. I mean, she puts her heart into this. And she researches this. She tries to draw configurations because we told her we'll try and give them something fairly recent that will make sense to them so they can understand why they keep going through each and every life. Because your soul checks off on these little things we call chits. Now, that wasn't a cuss word. That's just our word. And it's been used for other things, but we use it as a short abbreviation, basically. It's a list of things that you came to this planet to learn. And we can help you check off a few of those boxes. And you know what? When that happens, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a lot better chance of passing into the fifth. I mean, this kind of stuff could really help people. If you commission someone to do some artwork, right, I'm taking the Stephen explanation, you'd have to spend a lot of money just to get the artwork done, regardless of whether or not someone could see something into your past and then put it in the image and then give you an image that could change your life. And wouldn't you want to see what she sees? Everyone that's gotten a soul image has written us back and told us it's some of the most amazing things they've ever seen. They never quite thought of it this way. Or, wow, you really grasped exactly what I thought. Some of you are right on the right path. Wouldn't you like to know that? Yeah, it's kind of a sales pitch, I guess. I don't mean it to be that way. But I'm telling you, she's got the backing of the neutrals. She's got the backing of the other beings. Well,
I gotta tell you, this last soul image I did, I could actually feel the being I was doing that popped out, and he was really anxious to make himself known. And so it was the woman that contacted me, but it was something she probably wasn't expecting, and yet now she has a history on him. He was a living war hero at one time, and she's got a history to work on to know more about him. He was a really good guy.
Now keep in mind something. Here, I want people to know this. That, hey, besides the fact that Dax is barking at a mouse, he gets all excited when a mouse goes in the garage. So anyhow, we're trying to get everybody to realize that everyone has something they need to learn. And part of one of Victoria's talents was she seems to be able to help a lot of these beings. Boy, he's getting loud. You better go check on him.
Yeah,
I think he's chasing something now. So, you know, that's just how things could be, that we actually could help. We could help you try and sort out some of these things, right? So that you could understand from a different perspective that maybe you never thought of. Now, I know some people want to go to, like, you know, gypsies and maybe the people out there who do card readings and all that stuff. And, you know, there's nothing really wrong with that. You know what I mean? But the main thing that you might want to think about is, hey, what if I could get Victoria to really take a deep look? And the family, we're helping out because we like this. We'd rather have her doing this and, you know, making, you know, photo images for some, you know, rich cat somewhere. You know, she does a lot of Photoshop stuff and things. But what we're saying is that use her talents. I mean, that's not a whole lot of money. It really isn't for that kind of skill level. There are people that charge a fortune just for like a reading. You know, you could pay, you know, $60, $80, $100 and get a reading, and what do you leave with? Just someone telling you, okay, you're going to meet Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome, or Mrs. Tall, Short, and hopefully, you know, pretty.
yeah.
So that kind of thing, but you don't really leave with anything that is going to help you. And yet, all of these images have touched these people over and over again. So, you know.
You have to go inside.
Yeah, because of Dax. Thanks, Dax. He has a fit sometimes.
He's very old.
Yeah, he's an older dog now, so we try and keep him comfortable. We got a nice, you know, place there for him, and he likes it. He does like that igloo now. He really likes it. But they're inside anyhow, so, I mean, they're not really, they're in the garage, but then they got the igloo, so they stay toasty warm. Mm-hmm. It doesn't get that cold out there, and they're out of the elements.
Yeah.
They like it. They got all that extra space they can run around in, so, yeah. So, well, anyhow, I don't know, kind of got off track there, but, yeah, the whole soul image thing is just amazing. And we weren't really trying to do a sales pitch, but it's just amazing to see how many people that Victoria has already helped with these soul images. And maybe you're one of those people that an image like this could change your life. There are some people that are already saying, this image has changed my life because I can now clearly see. And you're going to connect the dots, you see. That's the beautiful thing. Not all the work is done here. This is like a partially finished picture because you're the one that has to breathe life into it and find what it really means to you. So maybe you should think about a soul image too. And while we're on that subject, some of the other artwork that Victoria has done, some of it's beautiful. We actually got a couple of prints here today. They were just breathtaking. that, we had sent out to one of these places that blows up some of the images that she's done, and they were just breathtaking, weren't they, Victoria? So these are beautiful. You can pay 10, 15, 20 bucks. I think Walmart even does it too, right?
I had to send away for somebody, an elderly person. She doesn't use the internet much, so I helped her out.
Yeah, and the images were just stunning. I have to admit, Victoria, that they're much more beautiful. So you can make hard copies of these things, put them on the wall. This is totally your image.
Yeah.
It's for you. And if you see it every day, think of it this way. If the picture truly means something to you important, and you put it up somewhere, you see it every day, you'll be affected by it, and it can actually help you make changes in your life for the better. And I think that's the best part of the soul image part.
I know people are doing that, actually. I know quite a few people have put those images on their walls, and it really has made an impact in their life. Yep. It's funny that, isn't it? Sometimes all some people need is just that little tiny push.
Little reminder every day, looking up, oh, I don't really know if I should go out and take care of this. Wait a minute. I was a war hero in my last life. I'm going out and taking care of it right now, you sons of bitches. And if you get in my way, Stephen A. Jones will kick your ass too.
I think that's the point of it,
Yeah.
This person I just finished doing one for.
Yeah,
her
that is
former
pretty.
life, she was
Literally a war hero. It's amazing the things that all connect too, because Victoria will do the research, and we're going to send you some information before you even get the picture. This is a work of art, but it's also a work of love, and it's a work of spirituality. And I guess I don't know, we're just all excited about it to be able to bring it to you. It's a very unique thing. Very few beings would be able to bring this to you, but it just happened to work out this way for us, and we all have skills and talents that relate to this, including a lot of us here in the fourth. So, and we're all part of the same family. That's how we look at it. Family isn't just defined by blood. Sometimes it's defined by spirit. And let me tell you that where the spirit's strong, the family's strong. So one of these images could start a dynasty in your world. It could literally change the world for the right people. It really could. And I think that's the gift, that because Father is encouraging Victoria to do this, it says, I love this. You can literally, and I will make sure that your eye remains sharp for this. People will benefit from your images, and good things will follow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, that was the best freaking sales pitch I ever heard, guys. Thanks. You're making my job easy here. Well, listen, guys, if you are interested, right, soul images, as soon as you click on that and fund it, if you decide to do one of these, you're going to receive an email, and in that email there'll be a link to a simple form that you'll need to fill out so we get some additional information, and we need a recent photograph of you. And listen, we don't care if you're beautiful or ugly or somewhere in between,
Because remember,
because all people are beautiful.
It's got nothing to do with your flesh suit. It's all about your soul.
Yeah, and your soul shines through sometimes. So that's the beautiful thing, and Victoria can catch a glimpse of that and stuff it in a jar. Watch the jar hit things around these fairy people. They get kind of touchy. And it's like catching fireflies and putting them in a jar, because that's the soul image that we use. Not that we keep them locked up in there. Yes, I know, Zoe. We don't like doing that, do we? She's up against the window or outside. That cat will not leave Victoria alone. 24/7, 365. Meow!
She's sort of like a spiritual guardian.
Yeah, like a spiritual guardian, except she's a pain in the ass. There's a big difference, and we know it.
Anyhow, this is Stephen A. Jones saying it's getting frickin' cold on the porch now, and the lights are going down, and the bears are sniffing around, so it's time for us to go inside. But we hope you guys have a wonderful evening and a beautiful day. Blessings of love and light.